FBI agents will be training with the UFC. Michael Chandler wants to take out his anger on Paddy the Baddy. And our UFC Apex events, a thing of the past. That and so much more UFC news. Let's just dive into it. The new FBI director, Kash Patel, reportedly is considering a relationship with the UFC to train agents in MMA. Dana White and the current administration have a very close relationship, so this would not be too far-fetched. In fact, there's a little bit of precedence here. Greg Jackson, who used to coach John Jones, taught some self-defense to police officers in New Mexico and even worked with some SWAT officers in the past and taught them how to physically control people during a raid. Next up, Michael Chandler reportedly cried after his loss to Charles Oliveira, and now Paddy Pimblett has to pay for the pain he faced, he says. Michael Chandler said that when he accepted the rematch against Charles Oliveira, he was confident he was going to win and then go compete for the title in 2025. You know, I think he might be the only person in the world that was confident he was going to win. His UFC career is not materializing as he hoped. That Conor McGregor fight never happened. It's never gonna happen. And he's lost every big fight he's been in, twice against Oliveira, once against Gaethje, once against Dustin Poirier. He does have a big win over Dan Hooker, which is nice. He said on the Ariel Helwani show, "I got into an SUV with my wife and just cried. I just sat there and I was like, I think this could have been the last one. The sport is hard to get a title shot. It's like catching lightning in a bottle to get a title shot in the UFC. I felt like I squandered that opportunity and I said, babe, this could be the last one." Michael Chandler almost retired on us. Someone was gonna pay for the pain that I had in November. Someone was gonna pay for it. Unfortunately, I've got to take it out on Paddy Pimblett. So Paddy's catching some strays here.
I'm like, what do you say f me for?
Chito Vera versus Mario Bautista is set for UFC Des Moines. Chito has not been seen in the octagon since he last faced Sean O'Malley in 2024. He's back in 2025. Chito can easily beat Mario Bautista. The question is, will Mario Bautista hug another fan favorite to a decision? Early predictions, Chito Vera, round 3 head kick knockout. In more UFC matchup news, Robert Whittaker's eyeing a return to the octagon and wants to fight Sean Strickland next. He says he looks at his style and finds it curious. That's an interesting way to put Sean's style. I feel like a lot of people find it frustrating to fight and to watch. This is a great matchup. Both lost to Dricus du Plessis and Hamza Chimaev. They've both been just floating around the middleweight rankings and they just haven't crossed paths. It's kind of like a Korean Zombie versus Max Holloway. How have they not fought yet? You know what it is, man? I think Robert Whittaker doesn't want to face another grappler. The UFC will decrease the amount of Apex fights in 2025 and add more international fight cards. On a financial call with investors, TKO Group Holdings, who control the UFC, advised the board that the overall profit margins of 2025 may be a little lower because they're going to get rid of a lot of these UFC Apex events. They're going to go more internationally. They probably want more ratings. They probably want to provide a better experience for the fans. You know, the Apex was created out of necessity during the pandemic. They pushed the boundaries of how many Apex events they can squeeze in a calendar year just because of that new ESPN deal. So far, 3 Apex events has been canned in replacement for international fights. International locations have not been named yet, but they are in the works. However, Apex events are still going to be a thing. There just may be more cards in 2025 and 2026. You know, if that's the case, that's all right. If they just have a UFC fight every weekend, we understand if they sneak in a couple Apex fights here and there. Anyways, guys, that was the news of the day. If you made it to the end of the video, please leave a like and subscribe for more. Do you think it's a good idea the FBI is training with the UFC? Will Chito Vera finally give the fans what they want and knock out Mario Bautista? Leave in the comments below. And until next time, peace.